Welcome to this gentle journey into deep restorative sleep. Allow my voice to be your guide as you transition from the busy world of wakefulness into the peaceful realm of slumber. Tonight, as you settle comfortably into your chosen resting place, imagine yourself in a cozy seaside cottage, warm and protected, while outside a magnificent storm embraces the coastline. Take a moment now to adjust your position, ensuring that your body is fully supported. Perhaps you might move a pillow slightly or shift your shoulders to release any lingering tension. There's no need to move again after this moment. Your body can remain perfectly still and comfortable throughout our journey together. Now, bring your attention to your breathing, not to change it, but simply to notice its natural rhythm. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the subtle movement of your abdomen, the cool air entering through your nostrils, and the slightly warmer air as you exhale. With each breath, you're already beginning to relax more deeply. Outside your imaginary cottage, hear the first distant rumbles of thunder across the water, the rhythmic patter of raindrops against the windows, the occasional whisper of wind through the eaves. These sounds create a protective cocoon around you, a natural boundary between the waking world and the realm of dreams that awaits. Tonight, our journey takes us through the fascinating and surprisingly soothing history of maps, those remarkable creations that have guided travelers through unknown waters and across unexplored lands for thousands of years. Just as ancient mariners used maps to navigate vast oceans, we'll use this gentle exploration to navigate the passage from consciousness to deep, healing sleep. On the old wooden table before you in this cozy seaside shelter lies an ambience, leather binding worn smooth by generations of hands, its pages filled with coastlines and continents, with sea monsters and wind roses, with the dreams and discoveries of countless explorers. As the storm builds outside, we'll explore these maps together, each one taking you deeper into relaxation. Each historic journey guiding you closer to sleep. Begin now to let go of any need to remember this experience or to follow every word. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly natural, like a ship gently drifting with the tide before being guided back to its course. My voice will remain your anchor, always here to guide you back whenever you need it. As you prepare for this journey into both the history of cartography and the depths of restful sleep, take 3 slightly deeper breaths with me now. With the first breath in, invite relaxation to enter your body, and with the exhale, release any tension or discomfort. With the second breath in, feel a wave of heaviness moving through your limbs. And with the exhale, let your body sink more deeply into the surface supporting you. With the third breath in, imagine drawing in peaceful tranquility. And with the exhale, let your mind begin to slow and quiet, like a ship coming to rest in a sheltered harbor. The rain outside intensifies slightly, creating a perfect natural soundtrack for our journey. Each raindrop represents a moment releasing into the past. Each rumble of thunder, a thought dissolving into nothingness. Each wave against the shore, a gentle invitation to drift deeper. The maps await us, their ancient pathways ready to guide us through the landscape of relaxation, toward the peaceful shores of sleep. There's no effort required from you now. Simply receive these words, these images, these suggestions, allowing them to carry you effortlessly toward the most restful sleep. And so our journey begins. As outside, the storm embraces the coastline, and inside, safe and warm, you prepare to embark on a voyage through time, through the art of map making, and ultimately through the transitions of consciousness that lead to perfect, Healing rest. As the storm continues its symphony outside your coastal sanctuary, bring your awareness more fully into this cozy space we've created together. The room is illuminated by the warm glow of oil lamps, their light creating pools of amber radiance that flicker gently across the wooden floorboards. The walls are lined with bookshelves containing leather-bound volumes, journals of explorers, treatises on navigation, and collections of maritime tales, while nautical instruments of brass and wood rest on surfaces polished by time and touch. The rain now falls in a steady rhythm against the windows, a natural metronome that helps regulate your breathing. Each inhalation can match the sound of a wave rolling toward the shore. Each exhalation, the gentle retreat of water across sand, your breath finding its natural tide, perfectly timed to the elements outside. Now, as you lie perfectly comfortable, begin to bring your attention to the points where your body connects with the surface beneath you. Notice how these contact points feel increasingly heavy, as if gravity were becoming slightly stronger, drawing you downward with gentle insistence. Feel this pleasant heaviness in your heels. The backs of your calves. Your thighs. Your hips. The length of your spine. Guard your shoulders. The back of your head. Each point of contact serves as an anchor, securing you safely as the ship of your consciousness prepares to sail into deeper waters. The atlas on the table before you in our visualization waits patiently, its covers closed for now, holding centuries of human understanding about our world. Like this ancient book, your body contains its own wisdom, a deep, intuitive knowledge of how to release into rest, how to repair and restore itself through sleep, or simply creating the perfect conditions for this natural wisdom to emerge. Let's begin a gentle journey through your body now, releasing any remaining tension, preparing each part for the profound relaxation of sleep. Start by bringing your awareness to your forehead. Notice if there's any tightness across your brow. Any holding in the tiny muscles around your eyes? Any clenching in your jaw? With your next exhale, allow all these facial muscles to soften and release. Your forehead. Become smooth as still water. Your eye sockets feel spacious and cool. Your jaw hinges release, allowing your teeth to part slightly within your closed mouth. As a raindrop traces a meandering path down the window pane. Follow that same sense of downward release through your neck and shoulders. Feel the muscles that connect your head to your shoulders becoming longer, softer, heavier. Your shoulders themselves can drop slightly lower, releasing away from your ears. Broadening across your upper back, a distant rumble of thunder rolls across the water, and with it, a wave of relaxation moves through your chest and abdomen. Your ribcage expands slightly with each breath, then settles back, the movements becoming increasingly subtle, increasingly effortless. Your breathing continues without any conscious effort from you, a natural, ancient rhythm that has sustained you every moment of your life and continues now to carry you towards sleep. The sound of the wind rises briefly outside, then subsides like a sigh releasing from the world itself. With that same quality of release, feel your arms growing heavy at your sides. Imagine all the energy draining from your upper arms, flowing through your elbows, emptying from your forearms, releasing from your wrists, and finally leaving through your fingertips. Your hands now rest with gentle heaviness, perhaps with the same quality of peaceful surrender that we see in sleeping children's hands, completely relaxed. Completely at rest, the rain continues its gentle percussion on the roof and windows, each droplet a tiny reminder to let go, to surrender, to trust. The same letting go now flows through your lower body. Feel a pleasant warmth and heaviness. Filling your hips, flowing down through your thighs, passing through your knees, moving through your calves, enveloping your ankles, and finally reaching your feet. Your entire lower body now feels pleasantly heavy, comfortably warm, and completely supported. With your physical body releasing more deeply into relaxation with each breath. Let's turn our attention to the atlas waiting in our visualization. Imagine now that the book opens of its own accord, revealing its first mappa representation of the night sky as understood by ancient astronomers. The parchment glows with a soft luminescence, constellations marked in gold ink that seems to shimmer in the lamplight. These early mapmakers didn't just chart the land, and so they mapped the very stars that guided travelers through the darkness. They understood that navigation requires looking upward as well as outward, finding fixed points of light by which to orient ourselves in the vastness. As you gaze at this celestial map in your mind's eye, imagine that your own body is becoming lighter, as if the gravitational pull that created that pleasant heaviness is now balanced by a gentle buoyancy. Not floating away, but perfectly suspended, like being held in the most comfortable embrace, or resting on the surface of perfectly still water. The constellation patterns on the map begin to gently pulse with the rhythm of your breathing, Orions. Belt expanding as you inhale, the curve of the Big Dipper flowing like a wave as you exhale. These ancient patterns, recognized by humans for thousands of years, create a sense of connection across time, a reminder that the same stars that watched over ancient mariners as they slept on swaying ships now watch over you as you drift toward your own peaceful rest. Notice now how your thoughts are beginning to change their quality, becoming less linear, more dreamlike, with one thought merging gently into the next without sharp boundaries. This is a natural transition as you move towards sleep, the mind's way of processing the day's experiences and preparing for the restoration that deep sleep brings. The rain outside has found its perfect rhythm, now steady, soothing, constant, creating a natural sound barrier that shields you from the waking world. Inside your coastal sanctuary, the lamp flames burn lower, creating deeper shadows and softer light. The celestial map in the atlas seems to deepen in color, the space between stars becoming a richer, more velvety darkness. As we prepare to turn to the next map in our journey, take a moment to notice how different your body feels now compared to when we began. Notice the pleasant weight of relaxation in your limbs, the natural, effortless quality of your breathing, the quieting of your mind. You're already drifting into the borderlands between wakefulness and sleep, that peaceful transitional state where healing begins even before deep sleep arrives. The storm outside continues its gentle symphony, rain, wind, distant thunder, and the rhythmic waves, creating a perfect accompaniment to our journey inward, our exploration of ancient maps, and our passage into increasingly deeper states of relaxation. As the atlas before you and our visualization turns to its next page, a beautiful medieval map appears, a portolan chart used by early European sailors to navigate the Mediterranean. Unlike our modern maps with their precise scale and objective perspective, this map emphasizes coastlines and harbors, the places where land meets sea, where safety meets adventure, where the known touches the unknown, just as you now rest at the shoreline between wakefulness and sleep. These ancient mariners navigated the edges between worlds. Their maps show a fascinating combination of practical knowledge and wondrous imagination. Compass roses indicating wind directions, rum lines creating networks of possible journeys, And in the distant, uncharted waters, beautifully rendered, sea monsters and mythical islands. Allow your eyes in this visualization to trace the intricate coastlines, following their gentle undulations and sharp promontories. As you follow these ancient shores with your mind's eye, feel your consciousness similarly flowing along edges and boundaries within yourself, the border between tension and release, between thought and feeling, between effort and surrender, outside your coastal sanctuary. The storm has reached a perfect balance, powerful enough to create a soothing soundscape, yet consistent enough to form a predictable rhythm that lulls rather than startles. The rain against the windows has a gentle persistence, like time itself flowing forward, carrying you effortlessly toward sleep. Notice now how your breathing has found its own natural rhythm, perfectly suited to this deepening state of relaxation. Your inhales have become slightly longer than before, your exhales slightly deeper, and the pauses between breaths have extended into peaceful moments of perfect stillness. There's no need to control or direct this process. Your body knows exactly how to breathe for deep relaxation and preparation for sleep on the portolan chart before you. Notice how the mapmaker has marked dangerous shoals and hidden reefs with special symbols, warnings to sailors about what lies beneath the surface. In a similar way, our journey tonight gently acknowledges any hidden tensions or submerged concerns, not to engage with them, but simply to mark them on our inner map, releasing their hold on your passage into sleep, if there are any remaining. Areas of tension or discomfort in your body, bring your awareness to them now. Perhaps there's a slight holding in your lower back, or a barely perceptible tightness in your shoulders, or a subtle furrow still present in your brow. As you notice each area, imagine that you're marking it on your personal map, not with alarm but with gentle acknowledgement. Then, with your next exhale, allow that area to soften and release, the tension dissolving like mist over morning waters. The portolan chart in the atlas now seems to take on additional dimensions. The flat, parchment somehow suggesting depth and distance. The painted waves appear to move slightly in the lamplight, and the compass rose turns slowly, its needle always seeking perfect alignment with unseen forces, just as your body and mind, now align naturally with the deeper currents of relaxation, bring. Your awareness now to the weight of your body against the surface supporting you. With each passing moment, this weight seems to increase slightly, not in an uncomfortable way, but as a pleasant surrender to gravity. Imagine that the surface beneath you is like the ocean itself, just enough to hold you perfectly, supporting every curve and contour of your form without resistance. The medieval mapmakers understood the importance of this perfect support. Their ships were designed to work with the water rather than against it, to find the balance between structure and flexibility that allowed safe passage through stormy seas. Your body has found this same harmonious relationship with the surface beneath you, neither fighting against it nor collapsing into it, but resting in perfect equilibrium. As a particularly soothing pattern of rainfall creates a gentle percussion against the roof of your sanctuary. Let this natural rhythm guide you into an even deeper state of relaxation. With each drop of rain, feel another small weight releasing from your consciousness. Another thought dissolving into the peaceful ocean of pre-sleep awareness. Another moment of your day being acknowledged and then gently set aside. The portolan chart in the atlas now reveals additional details, tiny illustrations of coastal towns and harbors, safe havens where ships could shelter from storms, much like the one that surrounds your sanctuary tonight. These harbors represent moments of perfect peace in the journey of exploration, places of replenishment, repair, and deep rest before the next voyage. Your body now becomes such a harbor for your consciousness, a perfectly safe place where the voyage of your day can come to a gentle conclusion, where the ship of your awareness can drop anchor in still waters, where restoration and renewal can occur without effort or striving. The lamp flames in your sanctuary burn even lower now, their light becoming softer, more diffuse, creating pools of gentle illumination rather than sharp brightness. This changing light mirrors the transition happening within your own awareness. The bright clarity of wakefulness softening into the rich, receptive consciousness that precedes sleep. On the portolan chart, notice how the mapmaker has indicated depths with different shades of blue, from the palest aquamarine of shallow coastal waters to the deep indigo of the open sea. Your own relaxation has this same quality of depth layers upon subtle layers, each one carrying you further from the shores of wakefulness toward the profound depths where healing sleep awaits. As we prepare to turn to the next map in our atlas, bring your awareness once more to your breathing, not to change it, but simply to notice how it has transformed. The rhythm has become slower, deeper, more fluid. The boundaries between inhale and exhale have softened, creating a continuous flow rather than distinct actions. This breathing pattern both reflects and reinforces your deepening relaxation, creating a gentle cycle that carries you ever closer to sleep. The storm outside continues its perfect symphony rain against glass, wind through eaves, distant thunder, rolling across water, creating a soundscape that seems to exist both around you and within you, both in the visualization we've created and in your actual experience of drifting towards sleep. The portolan chart gently fades as the page turns, its ancient coastlines and mysterious depths remaining as impressions in your consciousness, guides for your continuing journey into the peaceful waters of deep rest. The atlas reveals its next treasure, a magnificent 16th century world map, the kind that marked the age of exploration when European voyagers first circumnavigated the globe. This map shows a fascinating blend of accurate knowledge and creative speculation. Where cartographers had reliable information, coastlines are drawn with precision. Where knowledge ended, imagination began empty spaces filled with elaborate illustrations, tantalizing inscriptions like "Here be dragons," and coastlines that fade into uncertainty. As you gaze at this map in our visualization, allow yourself to recognize a profound truth about the journey into sleep. It always involves crossing from the known into the unknown, from the mapped territory of conscious awareness into the uncharted seas of the subconscious. This crossing is not something to fear, but to welcome a natural transition that humans have made every night since the beginning of our existence. The storm outside your sanctuary has found a perfect rhythm now, consistent, predictable, almost musical in its patterns. The rain falls steadily, occasionally intensifying, then receding like waves on a shore. This natural cadence helps regulate your nervous system, guiding it toward the slower frequencies associated with deep relaxation and sleep preparation. Bring your awareness now to the feeling of weight and heaviness throughout your body. From the crown of your head to the solace of your feet, every part of you is surrendering more completely to gravity's gentle pull. Your muscles have released their daytime tension. Your joints have settled into perfect alignment. Your entire physical form rests in a state of complete passive support. Just as ancient explorers had to trust their vessels to carry them safely across unknown waters, you are now trusting your body's innate wisdom to navigate the transition into sleep. This trust allows for a deeper surrender, a more complete letting go of conscious control. On the world map before you, notice how the cartographer has marked the known sea routes with delicate lines crossing vast oceans. These paths represent accumulated knowledge, the collective wisdom of countless voyages, successful navigations through challenging waters. In a similar way, your body carries the accumulated wisdom of every night's sleep you've ever experienced, a deep, cellular knowledge of how to restore and renew itself through rest. Now, let's use a gentle countdown to help you release even more deeply into this pre-sleep state. With each number, imagine yourself crossing another boundary on the map of consciousness, moving further from the shores of wakefulness toward the open, welcoming sea of sleep. 10. Feel your eyelids becoming heavier, as if small weights were, resting gently upon them. The muscles around your eyes releasing completely. 9. Your jaw relaxes further, perhaps allowing your lips to part slightly. Tension in your facial muscles dissolving completely. 8. Your neck and shoulders release any remaining holding. Your head feeling perfectly heavy against the pillow or surface beneath it. 7. Your chest and rib cage soften with each breath. The rhythm of your breathing becoming increasingly slow and deep. 6. Your arms grow heavier, as if they're sinking slightly into the surface beneath them. Your hands completely relaxed, fingers gently curled in natural repose. 5. Your abdomen releases fully, allowing your breath to move freely and deeply. Internal organs settling into perfect alignment. 4. Your lower back broadens and softens against the supporting surface. Any lingering tension dissolving completely. 3. Your hips and pelvis feel increasingly heavy, the large muscles of your legs releasing their hold. 2. Your calves and feet surrender completely to gravity. Toes relaxing, ankles soft, all tension flowing away like water. 1. Your entire body now rests in perfect stillness, completely supported. Perfectly positioned for the transition into sleep. On the world map in the atlas, the known territories, with their detailed renderings of mountains, rivers, and cities, give way to the great unknown expanses of ocean. Yet even these mysterious waters are not portrayed with fear, but with wonder, adorned with mythical creatures that represent not danger but possibility, the rich potential of the undiscovered. In the same way, the unknown territory of sleep that awaits you is not a void, but a realm rich with healing potential, with the possibility for renewal, with the unconscious wisdom that has sustained human beings through countless nights of rest. The lamp flames in your sanctuary have dimmed even further, creating a soft, diffuse glow that barely illuminates the atlas pages. This gentle dimming mirrors what's happening within your own consciousness. The bright light of analytical thinking softening into the gentle glow of pre-sleep awareness, where images and impressions flow more freely than structured thoughts. Outside, the storm continues its perfect symphony rain against the windows, creating a soothing white noise that masks any distracting sounds. Occasional distant thunder providing a deep, resonant counterpoint. The continuous sound of waves against the shore, maintaining a hypnotic rhythm that entrains your brainwaves to slower, deeper frequencies. On the world map, notice how the cartographer has indicated the directions of prevailing winds with delicate arrows. These winds were essential knowledge for sailors, determining the ease or difficulty of their journey. In your current state of deep relaxation, you've aligned yourself perfectly with the prevailing currents that carry you towards sleep, no longer pushing or striving, but simply allowing yourself to be carried by natural forces toward your destination. As we prepare to turn to the next map in our atlas, take a moment to notice how different your consciousness feels now compared to when we began this journey. Your thoughts have likely become less verbal, more visual, less sequential, more fluid, less analytical, more impressionistic. This changing quality of awareness is a sign that you're approaching the borders of sleep, where the structured thinking of the waking mind gives way to the flowing, associative consciousness of dreams. The world map with its blend of known territories and mysterious oceans gently fades as the page turns, leaving an impression in your consciousness of vast, unexplored spaces awaiting your peaceful journey into sleep. The atlas now reveals perhaps its most fascinating map, an ancient dreamscape cartography created by cultures who believe that dreams themselves were territories that could be mapped and navigated. This unusual chart shows flowing lines that connect emotion to memory, symbol to meaning, the personal to the universal law, rendered in colors that seem to shift and change as you observe them, just as dreams themselves transform during their unfolding. In many ancient traditions, sleep was understood not as an absence or void, but as a journey to another realm of place as real and significant as the waking world, with its own geography, its own logic, its own purpose. These cultures recognize that in sleep, we don't simply cease to be. Rather, we travel to inner landscapes where healing, insight, and renewal await. As you gaze at this dream map in our visualization, allow yourself to feel a sense of curious anticipation about the dreams that may come to you tonight. There's no need to attempt to control or direct these dreams. Simply welcome them as natural expressions of your inner wisdom, as messengers bringing exactly what you need. The storm outside continues its perfect choreography, rain falling in gentle patterns against the windows and roof, occasional gusts of wind sighing through the eaves, distant thunder rolling across the water. These natural sounds now seem to originate not just outside your sanctuary, but within your own consciousness, as the boundaries between inner and outer experience begin to dissolve in the approach to sleep. Your body has now reached a state of profound stillness and relaxation. The initial heaviness you felt has transformed into a curious sensation of both weight and weightlessness, your physical form feeling simultaneously anchored to the supporting surface and somehow floating just above it. This paradoxical sensation is characteristic of the threshold of sleep, where ordinary physical laws begin to yield to the different physics of the dream world. On the dream map before you, notice how certain symbols appear and reoccur spirals, suggesting the cyclical nature of consciousness, rivers representing the flow of emotion, bridges connecting different realms of experience, doors and thresholds, marking transitions between states of being. These universal symbols speak to the deep architecture of human consciousness that we all share, regardless of culture or time period. Now, as you continue to gaze at this remarkable map, allow your awareness to move even deeper into the pre-sleep state. Your breathing has become so slow, so deep, that each breath feels like a gentle tide coming in, going out with long, peaceful pauses between. Your heartbeat has found its sleeping rhythm steady, quiet, efficient. Your mind continues to slow its activities, thoughts becoming more distant, more transparent, like clouds dissolving in a vast sky. The dream map seems to respond to your deepening relaxation, its colors becoming richer, its lines more fluid, its symbols more luminous. Certain areas of the map begin to glow softly, as if inviting your attention, suggesting potential pathways for tonight's dream journeys outside your sanctuary. The storm has reached a perfect balance, powerful enough to create a protective sound barrier between you and the waking world, yet consistent enough to form a soothing backdrop that encourages deeper surrender. The rain against the windows has become a gentle lullaby, each drop a tiny invitation to release further into rest. Let's use the imagery of this dream map to help you release even more completely. Imagine that each of the following suggestions is like following a pathway on the map, leading you further into the territories of sleep. Allow your forehead to smooth out completely, releasing any last traces of thought or concern. Like following a path that leads from complexity to simplicity. Let your breath become so soft, so subtle, that it barely creates any movement. Like following a trail that leads from effort to EFF, ORTLESSNESS. Feel the space behind your closed eyes becoming vast and peaceful. Like discovering an unexplored region on an ancient map. Notice how your limbs feel both heavy and somehow distant, as if they belong to the landscape rather than to your conscious control. Like surrendering to the geography of a new territory. Allow your sense of time to expand and dissolve, each moment extending into the next without clear boundaries. Like crossing from measured, charted lands into the timeless realms of dreams, the dream map in the atlas now seems to pulse gently with its own inner light, the boundaries between observer and observed beginning to blur. Are you looking at the map, or has the map somehow entered your consciousness? Has the territory of dreams already begun to merge with your awareness? In ancient sleep temples, places where people would go, specifically to receive healing dream sleep, was understood as a sacred journey requiring proper preparation. The rituals performed in these temples weren't meant to force or control sleep, but to create the perfect conditions for its natural arrival. In our modern visualization, your coastal sanctuary serves the same purpose, a protected space where the transition into sleep can unfold according to its own perfect timing, the lamp. Flames in your sanctuary have dimmed to their lowest setting, casting just enough light to see the dream map in the atlas. This gentle illumination perfectly symbolizes your current state of consciousness, no longer the bright clarity of full wakefulness. Not yet the complete darkness of deep sleep, but the perfect twilight consciousness that forms the gateway between. These realms outside, the storm continues its soothing symphony, rain, wind, thunder, and waves combining in perfect harmony to create the cocoon of sound that both protects and nurtures your journey towards sleep. These natural elements speak to the most ancient parts of your brain, signaling that it's safe to surrender, safe to let go, safe to journey into the realms of deep rest. The dream map now begins to gently fade from your awareness. Not because it's disappearing, but because you're entering into it, becoming part of its territory rather than merely observing it. The boundary between the map and the mapper, between the journey and the traveler, dissolves as we cross the threshold into the borderlands of sleep, as we prepare to turn to the final map in our atlas. Notice that your conscious, directed attention is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. This natural dissolution of focused awareness is exactly as it should be, a sign that you're approaching the shores of sleep, where the waking mind relinquishes its control and allows the wisdom of the sleeping consciousness to emerge. The dream map, with its flowing pathways and luminous symbols, gently merges with your own inner landscape as the page turns, preparing you for the final stage of our journey into deep, restorative sleep. The atlas reveals its final treasure and ancient, oceanic depth chart that maps not the surface of the sea, but its profound depths. Unlike modern bathymetric maps with their precise measurements and scientific accuracy, this chart suggests mystery and wonder depths indicated by deepening shades of blue, underwater mountain ranges rendered as serpentine forms, abyssal plains, portrayed as the dwelling places of sleep and dreams. Ancient mariners understood that the surface of the sea, visible and changeable, was only the beginning. Beneath lay vast realms of increasing stillness. Pressure and darkness were different. Laws prevailed and different creatures dwelled. In the same way, the light drowsiness and gentle imagery we've experienced so far is only the surface of sleep. Beneath await the profound depths where the most powerful healing and restoration occur. As you gaze at this depth chart in our visualization, allow yourself to feel drawn toward these deeper waters of sleep. There's nothing to fear in this descent, just as the deepest parts of the ocean cradle and protect the creatures that dwell there. The deepest levels of sleep hold you in perfect safety while your mind and body undergo their essential renewal. The storm outside your sanctuary has matured into a steady, consistent presence rain falling in hypnotic patterns, wind maintaining a gentle background hum, distant thunder occasionally rolling across the water like the voice of sleep itself calling you deeper. These sounds now seem less distinct, more blended, as your consciousness continues its transition from waking perception to the integrated experience of near sleep. Your body has reached a state of such profound relaxation that it requires no further adjustment or attention. It rests in perfect alignment, perfectly supported, every system functioning in its optimal sleep preparation rhythm. Your breathing continues without conscious direction, finding precisely the pattern needed. For this transitional state, your heartbeat maintains its slow, steady cadence, circulating healing throughout your system with each pulse. On the depth chart before you, notice how the cartographer has indicated various levels of the ocean, bands of color from the pale turquoise of shallow coastal waters through deepening blues to the profound indigo of the abyssal depths. These color bands can serve as a guide for your own descent into sleep. Imagine yourself now at the turquoise level, the surface zone, where light still penetrates, where gentle waves create movement, where wakefulness and drowsiness intermingle. Feel yourself floating peacefully at this level, aware of both your physical surroundings and the beginning stages of sleep consciousness. With your next exhale, allow yourself to sink gently to the next level of deeper blue, where sounds become more muffled, where light is filtered and diffuse, where thoughts begin to transform into images and impressions rather than words. Your body feels increasingly distant, your awareness more centered in the witnessing consciousness that observes the approach of sleep with another breath. Descend to a still deeper level where the blue darkens and pressure increases slightly, creating a pleasant sensation of being held and contained. At this depth, the movements of the surface world no longer reach you. You exist in a realm of increasing stillness where even your thoughts have become quiet, occasional bubbles rising through the vast blue of near-sleep awareness. And with one more breath, allow yourself to approach the indigo depths, the realm of deep sleep that awaits you just beyond the borders of consciousness. Here, in this profound blue darkness, healing energies move through your system without resistance. Regeneration occurs at the cellular level. The unconscious mind processes and integrates experiences with perfect wisdom. The depth chart in the atlas now seems to expand beyond the confines of the page, as if you're no longer looking at a representation of the ocean, but experiencing the ocean itself vast, embracing, perfectly supporting your journey into its depths. The lamps in your sanctuary have dimmed to their absolute minimum, just the faintest suggestion of amber light that barely illuminates the atlas page. This near darkness perfectly matches your internal state, where consciousness has become a soft, diffuse glow rather than a bright, focused beam outside. The storm continues its protective embrace, the sound of rain, now a distant, continuous hush that merges with the sound of your own breathing. The occasional thunder so muted that it feels like a vibration within your own body rather than an external sound. The waves against the shore matching the slowing rhythm of your heartbeat as you hover at the threshold of deep sleep. Allow me to offer these final affirmations, gentle suggestions that your subconscious mind can receive and integrate even as your conscious awareness continues to dissolve. I release myself completely into the healing depths of sleep. My body knows exactly how to restore itself through perfect rest. I am safe to surrender fully to the wisdom of unconscious processes. Every system within me aligns now for optimal rejuvenation. I trust the journey into deep sleep as natural and necessary. My mind processes all experiences with perfect understanding. I will awaken when the time is right. Refreshed and renewed. The depth chart now begins to fade, not because it's disappearing, but because you're entering into it, completely becoming one with the deep, still waters it represents. The boundary between the representation and the reality, between the map and the territory, dissolves as you cross the final threshold into sleep itself. The atlas gently closes of its own accord, its work complete. The maps we've explored together, celestial charts, medieval coastlines, world maps, dream territories, and ocean depths have served their purpose, guiding you along the passage from wakefulness to the shores of deep healing sleep. The coastal sanctuary remains, the soft sound of rain against the windows, the distant rumble of thunder across the water, the gentle sigh of wind through the eaves, creating a protective cocoon around your journey into the depths of rest. These sounds will continue their lullaby throughout the night, maintaining the perfect conditions for the deepest, most restorative sleep. And now, there is nothing more you need to do, nothing more you need to follow or understand. The journey is complete, the transition is accomplished. Like an ancient mariner who has navigated skillfully to a safe harbor, you can now rest completely, allowing the natural processes of sleep to carry you through the night. The storm outside continues its gentle symphony. The maps have shared their ancient wisdom, and you have found your way to the perfect depths where healing sleep awaits. Rest now in these peaceful waters, held in perfect safety, carried by currents of renewal that have sustained dreamers since the beginning of time. Sleep well, sleep deeply, and when morning comes, return refreshed from your journey through the stormy seas and ancient maps that guided you to this perfect rest.